for the real, at this day, this Thursday, 24th, 2015, while here at this Buenos Aires of hell with the pardon of the victims, 10:09 of the morning, I still come through certain things. Just woke up, and what I'm wearing now is a very combining din bigmat kimidit kabolik spazmasera class of software that podría mirar de Argentina, Policía Federal Argentina, sí, de Prefectura Naval Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Portuaria, Gendarmería Nacional, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, Armada Argentina, Ejército Argentino, has about whatever and whoever to be, especially me, to having the right proportional photo, to making the whatever distinguishment, and to extra polish after whatever combining the whole that already they has in the acknowledge I can wear about what I have. Horn assembled, I mean, you understand. While it keeps on making the witch, fatal witch, perra enferma. I said first, don't you see we are saying, and he repeats behind us. Oh, don't you see he speaks all that we say, and all of us, and nothing of him and nobody else. Sorry for this. Now, at the reality, credit pas nimiet respect bachtim relesmonemesis, plakivat dechmansim, which keeps on making the techniques of Appabasman, which is really pejoratively saying this way, and the improper term actually is Adma tabum ba'aregot spiport. As weird as to be heard, is written Ad mi and Samon, which is the grade of Ramses Navaram. Where at this Ami Agum clear expresses the clerismo senim applicitach masan. At the reality of Ivit Kadakam Dishmosen, saying because of the Enjobadna Emasimon Ramanto, has providing us the possibility and the capacity of the cheating the enemy and putting in confusion for the reality that we can show and we can say. That we will take the Cleresim Matlachimadim and putting at the evidence the reality that we shall be the supreme. And whoever do not understand shall die for the reason of offensing. The Monra, which is the real one, Luciano Troiano, la víbora degenerada bestia, su maestro, told him about it. I'm in a very morning, not feeling so great. I mean, we're the whole night still making the same determinations. I slept last night too late. I mean, we're working here, same place. And really the sleep for moments put at me right down. I couldn't avoid it, but I could do at most the importance, but not the whole I had to. No, I said, which Melech Kadelvas, Mr. President, Shimon Peres, Avril Rivlin, and Barack Obama with states and justice bodies, to explain certain affairs referred to the reality which spiritual means about, and what is it, spiritual thing. We have a lot of confusion, a lot of damages and destructions caused for the same class of broad divina nim abas masim, and divina is not for divine. Blackie Rarafek Matsia, Blevefek Rachel with Mon, Bleviswaselegi, with Manasel, and Bleviswasel Gemarim. Then all this class of a Blackiam, Plakivisos Vasem. But to the beginning, I shall let you an expression about it. To you one word. I mean, it's what Perra de Sodom Argentina permanently are slaptes met plaginas recuato Brandamats. And perras enfermas prostitutas evangélicas as well. And especially perras enfermas prostitutas evangélicas. Like I said and I briefed, Osvaldo Carnívalo, Omar Cabrera, Juan Crudo, Carlos Anacondia, always were elected about Ejército Argentino and always were with them prepared special ones. And since so long ago with Gavim Abatatov, which ain't nothing like Hebrew and neither Jewish, were Ba Gabriela Arghanamsov from Suez, which were not Sweden or Switzerland, but Lekumrunta neither, of the whole of the move of Bamiva that always were elected with the Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Argentinas, and what pretended to be a government, and pretended to be forces and army. Now, the reality of the legacy of this Patria de Degenerados, with the pardon of the victims, is exactly the right eminential sickness over all as abominables anyone will breathe or know, all through human reality and history to provide. Now, sorry. And 34. What everything demands is exactly what everything were made in, as evidently produced as artifact of the generados, whichever one of these are. I said first, don't you see? Nothing to see, nothing to worry. Oh, have you seen the formidable? You're gonna be him. Oh, do you want to be like that? Do you want to speak like that? Do you want to sing? Oh my God, I can give it with a witchcraft, a batla masim barrapuv, and a perra evangelista, Are you sure again? And you're gonna destroy me for more saying, I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna put you dead. Perras. Sorry for that. Now, Pleroma Plechmasim, I will be delivering now with the staging of the artifact of Perras and Farmas Percobatu Arcapat, pretender of mental health and government. And I will rob them and they will do all I do and they will be all I am. But the delusional character of they will show in front of the whole of the press. Don't you see? He liars. He thinks he's speaking to somebody and he thinks he knows. Oh my God, we're the expertises of the nation, don't you see? We're already done. You've done your death. And there is nothing else you will do. Argentina de mierda. With the pardon of victims. And that's what you get. Death. Sorry. And Gibson made in the same mold, naturally. Now, to the truth about this and to the clear withal, forgive me I don't know if our other view, sockets instead shoes. Sorry, I mean shoeless. Alright. Blackie, Rabbatach man, Sekli Ram, Batlaki Rabasbachleki, Sosmatleki, be at Kalahashvis, Bablatimian Kavatsu, Ubach, Halamatman, Sasmatin, Blakiat Monch, Bukupati. Kale verbe fechli mat pats kibakar masab leki bitu palashkos mampliki robna sach barlas wasim. Thank you, Adonai. Shala. Ger verbe spakle ki verbe fechla ham. Habla de gematlach vidiotla de Robert Pasman Seshvati. Angleki verbe fechla hamatse habla de sus plaves veshvaz ki agnamat anhartmat man Seshvati bikar verbe fecha. Sama blam. Now, to say, evidently this is a mess. The truth, this is a clear carboninantlich massivot levish was masam. But now it's exactly this. Always happened that the Ejército Argentino had the specials with Armada Argentina to handle the powers of extreme anointment. And always were related with Christianism, evangelics. In Argentina, no es Europe. Everyone. Like I said, whenever I mentioned that Masonry extended the whole of the world and creeds and every place, I never said no wrong, and the lie is about them all the time, because of abominable. So suddenly Christianism always had the field of power, 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 hocus pocus, hell, whore, degenerate, bad victims. So in the middle of this all we found out a very disaster while everything started to be that Sodom and Gomorrah wanted the whole bag and what they said had to be them, and started whenever found out that had the beast, the master, Luciano Troviano, et Russell, Monra, at the shape of the reproted, not us, not Jewish, but Tapa Asaka, Sodom and Gomorrah. Trolazos, Ejército Argentino rest, forget the word. The whole bodies, every barra, with them bodies. Batlesimasim, Trebularu, Manrabat, Masonry. And Nasi. Now, Batlesen Rabafech Lachimisam Lavetval Visashvasim, Garech Matlech Masach Liki Rababachal Vesot Lesman Masisha. And so evidently something's wrong. And the reality is that they said, come back where you got to be because of you made in the black halakim. And they will never say no because of always were part. So we're replicating black man, sorry for I'm going to start my strip listening Hamas Masim. Karabi would find a proper, I don't like the play, you understand what I say. Have to be where my rings and a certain moment for the chest cared to be protected. Sorry. Now, Bertlesen Grable Fachman Sejaliviak le Carbe Fachman Sebaplevesefissim. Argentina siempre fue una degenerada raíz de degenerados y abominados, con el perdón de quienes, creyendo ser elemento de defensa y de bien a una nación, una comunidad, podría llegar a acceder al pensamiento de defensa de lo que se pueda denominar Estado-Nación, acto de patria y acto de soberanía. Víctimas, carne de cañón. Now, Gerber effect lachemat lechiris vach lachemat basamid. Ambleki Gerber effect masech alibiot lebes basam. Amblet mar lebes masam. So I will speak bad about Argentina, about the patriot, and everybody to help me shall be then killed. And I myself will say so. So Sodom y Gomorra, te voy a mandar a que te can kill yourself in hell, pedazo de perras. Now, tlegma tlegma sim, sorry for that, tlegiarva fechlevisus valdes mantivestidi. Stlegram tsam, and tlegiarva fechlevisus leves vashvasi, but lekimiarvamat mas. Tlegiarva patiki reteshasmo, lekimiarva fachman, sabab lekima fechlechvi of the resosmat sabatin. Garma Blackman Sever Sabati, Kemavim, and I will be the enemy. But I need medication, I have been intonated. As times this always happened as wild through, the clear evidential for the disasters happened, naturally I found that I had more sickness in a very brief of an instant of liatekach maximo plebesmon sevampina, that I wouldn't even have no characteristical elemental for the reality that I could ever comparison for the truth as putting away as obvious and evidentially for that real essential sick Argentina, la enferma repodrida característica de Amazola, which is the name that Patrick fundated over this class of a mierda, sorry the word, which is Argentinum Mansabum, which is right in the Torah as well, and also at the rims of Achenim Rabat Masad, Atba Atamat Ba'ansab, as prophecy, Ba El Chai, which as prophecy for judgment, as announcement that this will come, and this will show up, which did. With the term Ablesim Argentinum Mansub, abominación degenerada, and Mase Arre Ovas Ahum Achartanum, which is exactly Argentina name. The problem is victims and innocents are nothing to do with it. Right, Badles in Rabes Pachlachamatzim, this class of shit starts to say that El Chai and us of El Chai will be the enemy, naturally, because of far exactly what I said. The enemy of everything which it means worth, right, good. And artivismi really elemental for classy naturally are the shit and the enemy. And whoever to be of El Chai shall be the enemy. And starts to blame the macha brava. Ahora le vamos a mostrar por qué se atrevió a decir y que nosotros tenemos el derecho a la razón. Then I were yesterday making what I were for about doing after the photos and after the videos. Just went to uploading the cyber for as security, even as exposition, were a little bit better and a little bit more glares machtiki ravefechman swap resusvat likimervesman nasesa plikivismasen. Considerably for the glarebefechletzin and evidently for the glavismasinim mas can swat gerkavevachmasiva plevesusmat levisim tavishvat lachmatzin and for atlachia revetman fesaptika. Bagradechli kiverumans fasilvipal kivis vatachdachat matlivismol kirishvat matskvarevim. Then evidently Kervechad is hopeless month like here at Manson and the complete photos except for a few. Already back up, the whole photos are perfect at my device and the copy to the micro SD were perfect except whenever it came to the computer. And the image is already done here, but I have the whole of the photos in backup and no loss. But sadly some wouldn't be able, and others were destroyed while came at the disk key, but transferred directly from my Android to the locutorio cyber. Everyone were perfect, and I had them all. and accept that damaged in this again. Do you understand that? Naturally, yeah, later. Barras. Sorry the word. Now, Bleki Ramasim, and that will be forged at the moment, but the Jewish will help me. And that will be forged, and that which damaged by them will be the showing up that I will forge and never will work. Those photos are ours and the rest are forged. Oh my God. La fantasía degenerada, perversa de una pendeja endemoniada llamada Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, Gobierno Nacional de la República Argentina, Evangelistas Unidos. And why una pendeja endemoniada when she also demoniated, or demoniated, sorry. Because it will be exactly the view of a clever I'm going to tell you a secret. Whenever I say pendeja, it's not the girl, and it's not the like here uses to making, which malnacidas maricas Ejército Argentino are aware. That same pendeja, they says for F word. And pendeja is not a term for lunfardo, neither for Latin America, Spanish. The reason why Spain doesn't use it. Pendeja, pendejo, which is not also word, is a very term that comes from Sa'asab. And Sa'asab is the cradle of the clerecine, which these perros used for so large coding for the making what they do, rape and murder. So, pendeja will be not female term, but were adopted like for gender, but means pendeja, which it is not Hebrew and nothing Hebraic, is the term used for da amasub ishmosim, which says meat for the inseminated, bleeding for the destroying and using for blasphemada. And it's a term put by milicas perras argentinas and then UNASUR all through for making this, and supposedly, oh, it's just a word that everybody uses. No. Also is the stupid Turk, also immature, at the point of being such a very crip shit. And pendeja, adopted like genderized, for pendejo as well, is the beklikir befechmasim kelromaplechassim, that the right hadlikir of anthropologists of Basbasem were shocked whenever they found that risaklikir and such a very non-good term to use, in which they are using for making what they do, putting like a culture element for self-making a pleris vosahim a pleris mosasham and deliver the mobile of them trousers of perra, enferma, sodomita y gomorrita at the reality of what these terms provided them, like much other clear facts as terms around. Now, won't you excuse me a moment? Got something to do. While I'm through, Berlesen Grazibachtlech Machavia Blesuma Blakana Rarsmasel Blekivisos Lotin. And Klechi Plasma Namasesot Ligishospots. This is the emplacement for spiritual, most ever traditional for the class of the generations that we suffer, to try to culturally deliver what they dare as need, as the reality for concretable, clear facts over destruction and emplacement of a natural, normal thing, camel, flesh, all around, and the people taking it like natural. So suddenly, Christianism were the very kick of the hell for the whole Sodom and Gomorrah so long. But the problem is a lot of people were just victimized. Like we discussed all through yesterday and so long ago, were exactly the so criteria for the cleverest masahim with no criteries. So the reality of this delivered into such a very distinguishment of disasters, while and through the clear elemental for what this means, would simply giving the cleverest pas machlikim aseva blegirisopla vesmasam. And where exactly the clever effecti kavas plevis podma plechni masmat like idiotla responsivem. So while and through this, how possibly gerrefech matsia blevisos matlarisman, and secondly gerrefechat, and blevismas matlakidim, gerret geriviso plechman tlechmi and blevis amas paserish and gerchat likim batlecha va blevismas atleki ramafech matsim. Get living. Ad seo bleki rafechla hamatsebo bleki rafech matsimo blanivan. Za ablekti kishvat la karasa sam batlerismon basmi ablerismon. Ablekti karafechla hamatsebo blerisvos mableki litvant legian soshvat lekim. So suddenly ablekti karasmas amachtivimas absuosh vasibo blerismotni. In blechman saktika ratvas vatvas shorti vatmla aktikan. Ainos tasmatsi. Bijgelijk hier hebben we toch nog zwarte, dus was er dus zwarte, dus is praktica. Amblech man sachi wie blabs was man blabs zwarte, dus is wat tactica. Naklik kan presman sevi amblabs was passief. Amblech hier reflect man galvisus matlerisus matlekiriatleris safi. Kelchat genin bableris was patlak ishvat masechalikidiatla an masevon. Gerrechlach wat sebel paspat is niatras esher. Gerchat geviatlet mannas eflikidisur spasmatica. So naturally, as this came on and as this still were around, evidently something will ever come to carrying atleris what tachmasam. While the confusional element for the making the cleverest responsibility, while the elemental disaster to proceed for the clevish wasachlakinisam is the field what they, as every time and seasons, were discussively elementally for what they needed, and proceeded as cleves partach that must but lovely kimi ramaswad must have a blacky disospasimo blacky martinamas man salvas eprospec. The shavish body covered must have a blacky disosman blacky disosim. While I am doing this photo, forgive me, I'm gonna keep the video. I am editing the photo that I just done myself with my person right here in this building. I have a letter to that side of this unit and another to that other, but I used that one which is with aerospace. Now, Blecherich Matsim says, Estad, someone nosotros. Huh? Someone nosotros. Look, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, and it keeps on the same the generación enferma, which needs extra time, day and night, for whatever teller, chap, perro, the general of Sodom and Gomorrah, pretender of expertise and forces of security of Argentina, to advocating whatever and whoever and whichever, even if I come to the bathroom and I just have an emission, intestinal emission, they will say, oh, because of just put it away and just a little bit and hold it the tummy and made it the plejecita delicately. That says. And I'm sorry for the vulgar and you understand what I mean. At the most ever natural sickness, they says that they are the authors like a god. And especially if there is elemental for consecutive masechemim, which demands for power, prestige, and element for attention. That, oh my God, he thinks he can be anybody and anyone and he can do whatever he wants. Oh my God! And I want them all dead, and I'm gonna put them all dead. Now, Bleki Radafech Masecheli Dioblebesosetim, Anglicar refechlik sos levisman masechvat, laki abat basera. Zi abletus monsamat likan, karus masada abletus monsamapim. Gerom ablet masech, vi abletus sosvata, kachat masam, levis monsanimi. Alla lekivati, alla kel romatlech masim, abletus sosat, legiris machalvan. Ben kliker karus monsavikim. Gerom ablet maseva, bleginisvan, Bakle kirove fecholevet balde sibi kalakeshvatach machansim. Leili kirove bakle digisvad besmonan svatishvelacham. So suddenly we found that, like I said, the Christianism were at datsimaplasim for the faith of the world and blech misifishvosmatlemal. And is a very element for disasters, while and through the same used like faith over what as reality God himself, represented in the foreign name, Christ, will ever deliver to the world, like even at the world's ever best dispatches. The Bible is element for honorability and swear for word to give as faith to truth and honesty. Which as the worldwide elementally have for the cleverismas vespis civil. Gerverismas lachimis vatam and legivirismas sefeliviobleris massive. Gerhomaplechmas sefel kivirafechel chabat semoblim. Seloshkeva blechtachal chamatzel ablegimis vasmat levisovi. Then at the truth of this, cleverifich min sablegismos sevan, illul abedmitin bakleki revemastartinivan. Celoše vošva cikarachov chalvin šadlevis vasmatlevi maviman in sevot in karem chaveblevis vasamablakim. Galarchava fechlach matsiablevis osmativ neklikim batlesencham ad blesmosat lefad. In shlaki rava fechmas ansevotlev. Galacticam rava fechmas sabablotim. So suddenly all through this we found that anathema were always the Christianism itself, and a lot of people defending for the reason of some experiencing elemental for what it will be, the clear fact of life survival, all through the faith in God, an element to sustaining nations, as morals, as element of truth, as guidance, as element for clear facts and realities, but where exactly the preeminence for the disaster, all through aimed God at the where is your power? And power, all through power, elemental for what they meant and they've done, which is exactly Christ's word, which ain't nothing like El-Chai, Son, which Yeshua ain't no Jesus. And Jesus justified for victims as innocents for salvation. While and through, he will come back. While he went to the Father. And through the clever fechmatzim, not element 4, Jesus, but Yeshua, which never left, neither abandoned the house because of law, were for accomplishment. And for accomplishment of the reality which writing also in runs, in Israel still today, which as element 4 proof, you have the anthropology and you have the DRMT, where the same blech nisam but like irani but levisvosim but like visvosbesesha. If you will want to come into Israel with respect and orders, but not invited the sickness that generates this. On the we're gonna prove it, we're gonna show, to destroy everything, to say, well, prove it! And killing whoever to be. De generación enferma, maldita, repodrida. Now, plerefe misvati karam, but plevisvasima blekirefesmin, and blekirefesvasim esclamada. And sorry for victims, but the brazen sons of shit of Argentina still dares to wonder if that is really done that way. is permanently. Kirchners have done from the first to the last, and still Thurs, the parrada abominada. And the sin that the generations cradle of them. Ejército and Armada Argentina, reason why Nisman were murdered, and coverage the whole of the generation all through, that have done to him, and to thousands of others, and millions. So now, Klerve Fehmin Sapleki, Rebat Lefima, Pleki Vachta, Nasaflesiv, Ableki Behogasman, Massashval, Bifopli, Smatlimin. Since the beginning, over my supposed fun whack, delayed resolutional, manic persecutor, schizoid thing, right in Bogota and here, over and through the the prime ever members for the AMIA's researches and the disasters in Buenos Aires were warned by me in Amati Magrefechnamans. They did not go to the Blefisfasin and protect themselves, but were murdered because of they didn't want to hear at the reason of confusions and saying, oh yes, this is something weird, but this person is accused of terrorism and also being a degenerate. Cultivation of degenerates and terroristas, perras, ejército armado argentinos, extra, as well. So suddenly, is a very normal to find out whenever this class of Ashir says that any element shall be what they are, and permanently destroying whatever as crudely, as demographically extensely, whatever, wherever, sorry for whatever, for the Black Messivan, not about the shit they are, my God. At the real eminentially sickness, which they are forever, that they will be the best ever found in the person or any around, and the persons that they need like cloths for the cleaning the shit they are, and also used for pot of shit of them, which ain't nothing about us that ever after Shala, and they are going to carry the shit they are and the shit they done forever after Shala, to be exactly the element for the Klerevich Matsiba Plevis Vatachlach Mativesh Vatim, Bel Kuala Rama Plevis Masabatim, Rebefes Vasim, Plekivis Vasmativamala. Al-Blakin Rebef Bachman, Siva Plevis Vasilivi of Plesasim. So, this is exactly an element which normally spiritual delivers from this class and always were. Any demon wants to be the shiny, precious to take him from God because of that were the sin, and the sin first, and the sin prime, for that genocide all over. Original. Power and power and power want to be like that. I want that power, says Milicas, Parras and Farmas, Argentinas, and the rest all, and making a business about my person, while I will manifest something new or something like they will say, they will greet, and they will determine. Because if we come in here, and we can allow, this is forbidden, who is this one? And making the whole of the degenerations and destructions for that will not happen, and keeping, like Villari, Sodom and Gomorrah, for making them prestigious and then powers, while and through, is useful to them, and they proceed to making the degeneration, saying that they will take Tishika, take Miatzika, being the superior, the supreme, and the glorious ever, forever, all through taking what the Thurs, they says, them foundations, and them working for. So recognizing that if I will be a degenerate, and the whole that they forges and makes up and organizes with liars, opportunistic, perras de guarda, with the pardon of victims and guilt, coin, and after rape and murder, a house, a car. I don't know what that works. Okay, then for the saying and doing whatever the shit for the elemental of the perrada sucia, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, with the pardon of you, and Kirchners, which are exactly this, with the Minar Evangelics, to saying that they have rights for. The problem is always have been doing this. Now is a sick, brazen, the complete of the exhibition of the sick, brazen, perra face all over that they do. Now, putting any class of an elemental fora, which is whatever the class of an argument, and deliverance from the emblematic chosen for the fadleki, I mean, justificable elemental for making what they need. Everything will work. Right, ofru. Betlesen kravet vechma sia bleves fot lachibit, was es samat bleves man. Kirchlich bleves baba siran anaspi. Abletsen kravet was batlik mot man selbe gidish was mat gidiroves ba. Salves mot visses. Gar kravet vachla kimin kravet batab bleves mot bekin kravet vechvat sim bleves me. Intivika da klikimis mot masish mativi ba plaka. In batlikin raves mot bet blevis vis mot inskeshivika. How will this just bring the glerin barremos, glerin bablechmosimo blevesmotin? Gerard Khalidis motlaki barrevasmotmat, Amleki ravefechalchavat levismotsimir, Gelchavat lekimis vadlevismoses shvatleki ravesmotsen. So suddenly, all through the clevesechish, vadlemesecha bablekismot levismonemisparta, kalikima, Gerachlaki ravefaspat sekleki ravefneshmas, abalkivismonemaslatni. Chlaktik ravefotles, so svatlemeses fasibo bleki dokumot. En bleki en ravefechlachamatsim of levisfasan, alle ki ravefechlachmin, mat levisvotik, ravefechlavisos levismonemasatlekinifsan. La keleki ravefechlavisvot lemesetlachavet plate visosleki mishmachla atsiman, savatikin. So, we have a problem. Now, abletin ran, ableki ravefechman, sebo blevisvosik, leki ravefechman san, elbit tuati vishkole ravefechman sebo blevisvosva, leki vishvosmatin. Ablechmatsen ravespachlamin, ablevismotaras blachman sebo blevisi. Gerachlachmat sebo blevisvosva levefa, leki malavisman masebo blev. Gerachmat levismotavis idis baki garaveshman masi. Slakish vatlachmat, sebo blevisman masi. Obleki ravefechman spable visos levisvatmativikan. Belgir ravechman spable levisvatlekin ravefechman sebot. Slavits lekishvanach lako spable lekimian blevisvasmantas koatsvikin. Galarach lakiminus vatlevisvasvashev. Ableki rachman maseb levisvasmat levisman laki ravefechman masava. Slagish mansur. Beklikan ravefechamat sebab leki vesvas, beklikan ravefechamatsim, lav leki bat levisvochin, at levisvosum beleki mesab, blechvasmat se shofti. Galrat chalikin ravefechlach maseb, blevesvosvat, kashefumat matseman. Gal arrat chalivisvot levismat lekin, bat lesen chalivisvot levisman maseshav. Gerachleki bat levisosev and bleki ravechmat masev blevasman samad iblitiat lekishasvatmin. Then, other reality for this and not clearing for the situations. What will this come for the clever chini blevisos levisvaseshvasim? Ableki ravesman. Slevises sheleki ravechman sab levisvosevia blevisman maseshplaki deram. Seklika ravefesvotidi oblevisosvativis masin. Gelchavat lechmasav agleka ravechmasav oblevisvaseva. Stleshaklika rechelchem blevsvotlevisos masava. Slevasni kal ravefechlachat seva blevisosmatlivi ontlakievam chavesvotles masava blekin. Leim ravefechalvismotavisikim. Gelachmat lechviam la blevisvasel vias levisvasvashvati garachmat sea blevisosmatlevan. Gelchat lechivia blevisosmatsam. Abletin chavachmans bablevisosvati mesvaseshev. Gelchat lechmin ablevisman meseshvati garret oluba betumon vismatveseshavsim. Gelchat. So suddenly, how possibly in Karhaviti Halivisvasvat like Mahavisman Masaslivisvasmatika? Like Ilkarafech, Lachavat Seboblevis Masahi, Bablevisman Masablevisvasmak. Slikech adlekin ravefech al chivisot levesmat vaseklikech matzeva levesmasim. Leotziva, lekala ravefech tseva levesmasava kliken ravesman nasesva leviish vatek sikavitsim. Ale kulav timat lecha lechamatzem. Gadvach lachim yav levesosman. Ant levispat lekin ravefech levismasava levesvasimir. Setlik hatsekola ravefech matsiav levesosatim. Ant lekin redman masesab levisvasim ableki visvat laki in red asavasmod. Geseshat levisvat ravefech masava. In leki ravefech hatzmad levisivsos levisos leki visvasim ablin. Garach lechabat lechman siab levisos levisvasim ashat vigarafech hatzmasmat levisman lespika. Ad leser ravefech lechatzman ases levisot leki ravefosmat levisos vaktika. Then kaleser ravefech levisos lanasvat levisos vat visos leki mi ravefam. Se ob levisman echavi ob levisive ab levisos vatik nasach leki shmas vat leki mi vim. Am lechman maser bat lekin ravefech mansi ab levisos lekim. Bat lekin ravefech maser ab levisos sapfides mansavad. Inshkleki ravechman maser levisos levisvat echtika marim. Gar ravefech li isman sab levisos levisos maser. Inkel ravechman maser levisos vatimian maser tkarati. Ka ravesot levisman sevat levisman ser ampleki vishvos maklika ravefal basparam ablevam. Desheklika ktubosmat levisos lekivika maramasim. Ellik ravefech posmat levisman sevat levisvas shat sa anaglakam. Luva lekivika revetman sevat lekivisos and lekimin bosman enesim. Galrat chemien levisos lekivi revetman seshat levisos lekivitos fatika. Galrat achla maser leishman maser levi ot lekivi romanats. Ze apleki ravefech lechavat samod levisos levisos shachachmanim. Galchavach lemisvat lemaseva plekivi kashevachati. Ze blekov ravadmas levis masachini. And third is saying for you to have an idea that everything will be exactly like they will determinately decide because of they will be the ones that commence. And all through this, while and through and everything will just be the element eminentially for what they concerned. They had a take and they had a being, which they used me to say that they will take the world complete with. Making me the witchcraft and the degenerations and refining me until the point even as flesh, taking protein from my genetics and commercializing it and saying that they has rights for supposed eternal youth and supposed health that they will provide to the world of shit like them and others trying to robbing them will tachmitzivish fasim and are all healed and dying for Adonai never came neither I. So mercy as victims, so then it's gonna check around, but the shit, sorry. Now, Bedlesen reves vachlachivi soplika, reves matachlachivi oblevesos levish matlachini eshvachlachavetinim. And so real as truth, revis bachachmia lespartikishvasim. So, Lacticam revefechlikinisos levisos lekim batlasam. This surely takes me for 2 videos around. Forget me this, please. I give you https www.bidmc.dmc Thurs dated 24th 2015 December for the real of the clear and clearvis montlakir repachativis poplet dismasin klekir ramachavelan batlevisosin middle keshbot kishkla kishtik contact likan revelan tasmasin BMC 5 for latsika 5 middle the shekat seboktika marrevasman and aseslavim DMTIC, DMTIT, DMIC, Blekima, Revasmosi, Baplevasvov. This is the clear of the clear Revefechmin Sablevesvasi, Kaler Revechamat Levisvat Levisos Levisos Levisam, Blekimide, middle Tishvat Sis Adian 8.int systems recall F4, F6 and 9 works perfectly for the whole, and systems recall with the last tools over Kaler Revismat Achlikimisofin. Inkalki revefech masia blevesot levisvasi bapleki revesmanem seshavsiva kelo revesvas masia blevesot liki remesasiva finan shmatzema. Now, the evidences and everything you need are going to be found here as in Outbeak, which will be public for so few moments, I presume. Now, Betlisin Rebesbach Lachman Sivam, Ableki Rebemas Betliki, Rebesbadlis Anschlevisman Sivicam, Betliki Miata. Beklikan Rebefechliki Viatli, Jonas Lakishmatiki, Rebipata, Katach Modlevim, Anseshotika Rebefesbat, Salevismas of Levisbas Matsivam, Lakeleki Rebefechlesman Vesistal Vishwasam. Ablekin Rebefechlevisman Vesislevim, Batlekishwasam, Chabiblevismanvit. Getli Visechmitza, Ashwasam Ableki Rebepaspasim. Ablanin Rebesman Veseshman. Now, be'en Rebefech Matsiva Blevesosefim, Bableki Rebefech Matsiva Blevesosmat, Leki Veromasar Levishvot, Vitashvasevaka, Redach Masim. Right? Now, like I was saying, anathema is the clear fact of nothing which will proceed from the essentially real, genuine, to deliver the clear fact of a moral, good, sane element provided by the real author, to the clear fact of the giving and providing as genuinely institutionalized and clear element for truth and implication as law itself, to clearing as element for the good giving and the honest, clean, real existence, to provide from as clear elemental of existence and preeminence of good name, to this deliver morally, essentially lowly, or loyally, if you want, as clear for Adliki Rebef Moktacham Bableki Visochlachimis Faseveles, notably to be eminentially real living foundations and existence for. Garrabef Lech Masich Liki Rebef Fochlevis Fadeles Matlevish Maktachlachan Sivati, and Blech Matim. Power is not a plethmia ravesotlesim, but a very emblematic element for corrupted, an element for creating, an element for making glech vifpochmasivet papisim. Now, if you tell me we need power developing for, cause of holding, understanding foundations and elements for working, and working to the preeminence element of the good giving, an element for the administrating as best safety and care wisely for each as anyone in the right element for member, for a community, nation, tribe, reality as humanity, we socially everyday transige at this creation we were birthed for, at the building for moral goodness and any as and working at the responsible, not likimbos best ever moral matureness as wise you can acquiring, for acquire it to the making the right elemental, to the providing as the goodness as you element for responsible of nations, to making this building for the best of the humankind, and working and fighting for as developing for the making progress, and finally providing to the ones that need. This development you proceed for. Responsibility is the name of us. Now, but listen, power calls the eminential reality of I wanna be, I gotta control, I gotta have. And you see, the most recurrent is Masonry, sickness, and Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylonia, Egipto, Babelis, Madarons, Kabaresh, sickness we suffer both through and we don't need. Okay, original sin, yes, fruit. But the sin, powers and powers to be like God. Who will forbid me of that? I'm gonna make it, and maybe I'll declare where is your cat? Oh my God, show me your power! Battle Senchad, spread it is Masashet. Then, Galremi Blackman Sechalik, Fochali Sotlis Masapa Blackishwa, Sechalikim. Let's talk about tell Kivi Rabasofmat Sim, Bablaki Rabasishus Wobla, this Masachalikim Remnants Matsan. This may be an introduction, or an interlude, if you want, but a further Batliki Manas, Sadlikish Vasim, Kalahari Basman, and Sesliki Sosaliki. Forgive me, I'm with the whale. Dlachtikim Rabasfachalachim, Atlasasim, Atlasim, and I am not blaming nobody, I'm just doing this. Forgive me, please. Maybe I should only advocate myself to make this video for you to get my attention as the clear. It is just for a certain reason, nothing like I will ever not make it the best or clearest. Forgive me, please, anyway. Saklika Rabafachalachim, Ratsvat, Ledisfachlachamad Simot, Ledisosvat, Simot, Larami, Ramabama, Danaskal, Kisosvat, Simot, Laribin. Sleking Rabasfachla habit non swat Ledisfachalagin, Vatvat, Kirabach, Alachtach. Galarafagmatsia, Ledisodlaki, Rabachman, Masel, Visot, Leswashvasika, Laretachman, Masel, Viswab, Maseshvika, Kirabatman, Masestablikimin. Slash Tactical. Riman Maswat, Leswab, Leswasi. Lekliking Rabafachlach Matsechamin, Batliki, Rabafachwat, Sodobasos, Bablikim, and Rabafam, Masaflisman, Masasha. El Klika Rachlaki, Sofalisman, Masaslaki, Shvat, Lakarat, Sabaplevisusmat, beyond the top. Belvisman, Je Oblektika, Rabafachlevisman, Masaflis. Oblekin, Rabafachman, Sebablevisman, Sabah. Slaki, Ratashmos, Matsa. Now, two cyclic response, stickish to Atzmot. Galravafachlach Matlivisman Sali, Shvatlaki, Ravafachman Sia, Levisoslavish Motaka, Ratman, Sebablevisoslavish Vataka, Hinian Manan. Is not up Blaki Ravafosmasim and cannot really provide any Kalaki Visubat. So true. How possibly, Ravafachlach Haman, Blaki Visot, Levis Andre Bishop, Blaki Vismadres Kilita. Darratimi, darrate vospet, Kalarasat Levisus like misfoktat, Hnanadlamat Bedishminamat Kubat, Sibikilishmonat Ampaktu. Zevrobat Ametloves Masim, and by the way, it is Hebrew. I'm not saying, not commanding over second words of speech is to go to rob nobody. Robat Kelarenaplach Risotla Vesvasachim, like the delusional sickness, Christianism of Sodom and Gomorrah, that pretends to be such a very manipulative element, while this is the law of them Sodom and Gomorrah, they defend us all the time. And in strength is for they to do the business of them, keeping the 50, go to and kill because of we will be the eminence, because of we want power, 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 and look like divine, and everything will be just okay because of they will be the official justified. Not converting into being the shit of prosecutors they do. Sorry the word. And the victims. Now, Bedlesin Ratsvachlach Niam, Levisimbat, Levisvat, Lekishochlach, Mansab, Levidoslach, I Agrevotlik, Marvesvat, Levisman, Lesishvat, Likim, Barmasim. Ablekim, Ravasmachlakim, Batlevisos, Levisvat, Leveseshvati, Gerrach, Lekivisvat, Vesat, Levisman, Leseshla. Gerchativa, Gerchatelisman, Asvelakisman, Levisishvatim. Al-Ati, Kalarab, Fechman, Masel, Levi, Atlekivionos, slash Numat. Paach, Slavipi. Kalarab, the Mountain, Levisanas, Lakishvat, Karin. Lisvita, the Karabes, Vasadilegisman, Vasatlis, Onshkat, Sikalarab, Matsman. Salaki, Rabfechot, Balbesman, Vesplekison, Salashvat. Galrat Khalekni Rabapot, Levisos, Levisos, Laki, Rapat, Spat, Levisos, Laki, Anavant, slash Vatima. Sakalekar, Reves, Fatlivis, of Levisman, Laki, Rabat Massa, Blessed, Slicky, Shvat, Kahal, Hamatin, Le Olaki, Karaf, Halevismat, Tivis, Laki, Humat, Matsana, Tashlik. Lein batlet on rabbit lecho, but lasim of levisman salam, Gel rabbit lach mis sober, so slagi, and levis batika, rasmas, of levis